Guys, I read a few articles saying that while Joe Biden was president, he actually increased the licenses given out for offshore drilling. However, now at the end of his presidency, he has done what I think he should have done years ago. Banned the practice itself. But Trump, it appears, is going to immediately repeal it. Obviously, Joe Biden knew that this would happen. It seems like a bit of a political move. I'm curious, what do you guys think about this? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to have you with us. Welcome to all the new subscribers. 2025, it's going to be an incredible year, and I plan on bringing you between 4 to 6 videos every day. So if you want to keep up to date with the news, the EV news, global car news, global automotive industry news, make sure you stay subscribed to the channel. And if you want to become a YouTube member, I'll put a link in the description below. Biden has banned offshore drilling. Trump has pledged to unban it immediately. I'm going to guess Joe Biden knew he would do that. President Trump is returning to the White House later this month, and his administration was said to be planning new and expanded drilling for oil and gas, liquefied natural gas. Liquefied natural gas is being used much more now than coal for energy supplies in many countries around the world. And to be honest, it's still a pollutant. It is still a fossil fuel, but it's a lot better than burning coal. It doesn't kill people. 22 million people were apparently killed prematurely or died earlier than they would have otherwise because of coal power plant pollution over a 20-year period in the United States. One of the largest studies done in the world showed that you don't want to live within 100 miles of a coal power plant. Unfortunately for me, I live within 100 miles of the biggest coal power plant in Australia, but it's meant to be closing down by the end of this year. Anyhow, Trump is expecting to pave the way for increased operations on federal property as well as offshore for oil and gas drilling. But President Biden has tried to, throw a wrench into those plans by signing a memorandum on the withdrawal of certain areas of the United States' outer continental shelf from oil or natural gas leasing. Citing public stewardship, climate change, and the possible harm to coastal areas and marine life, Biden banned leasing in a number of areas of the outer continental shelf. Now, I should point out, it is a little bit kind of ridiculous. Doing this at the very end of your presidency, he should have done this at the start. If you actually want to make a difference, if you want to be remembered for taking a risk and making a difference, that's when he would have done it. So I don't like this because to me, it looks like he's just trying to make himself look good. Anyhow, the list is fairly extensive for places that apparently Biden has now banned offshore oil and gas drilling. It includes the North Atlantic, Mid-Atlantic, South Atlantic, and Straits of Florida in the east, as well as the Washington, Oregon, Northern California, Central California, and Southern California sections in the west. So this ban extends to the eastern Gulf of Mexico and the northern Bering Sea climate resilience area off Alaska. When does it expire? Well, I'm going to guess as soon as Donald Trump gets into office. Anyhow, Biden has noted rights under existing leases in the withdrawn areas are not affected. So the leases that he granted while he was a president, they're still okay. They're still allowed to go ahead. However, Biden said the move prevents consideration of withdrawn areas for any future oil or natural gas leasing for purposes of exploration, development, or production. I don't think any of that is necessary. I don't think we need any more oil and gas. I think we've got enough for us to transition basically to renewables as being about 90% of our global use. But obviously a lot of people don't agree with that. Tony Seba fortunately does. He's one of the most logical people on the planet, and that's why I do videos about what he predicts. While the memorandum is full of government legal speak, the White House released a statement from Biden saying he's taking action to protect the east and west coasts, the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and Alaska's northern Bering Sea from oil and natural gas drilling and the harm it can cause. I don't know whether to take this news with a straight face. I honestly wish, I did mention this years ago on the channel. I wish this had happened a long time ago. Then it could have made some difference. Anyway, Biden went on to say drilling off these coasts could cause irreversible damage to places we hold dear and is unnecessary to meet our nation's energy needs. The president went on to cite the Deepwater Horizon disaster and say it is not worth the risks. The Department of Interior filled in some of the blanks as they noted the memoranda withdraws more than 625 million acres of land. That's a lot of land. That's the largest withdrawal in US history, but the department noted oil production on federal lands and waters was at an all-time high last year. An all-time high last year. In fiscal year 2023, the Outer Continental Shelf produced approximately 675 million barrels of oil and 796 billion cubic feet of gas, accounting for roughly 14% of all oil production and 2% of natural gas production in the United States. That sounds like a fair bit, right? But the government said nearly all production is done in the western and central Gulf of Mexico, where industry has yet to produce on more than 80% of the 12 million acres already under lease. So therefore, it's all okay. Inauguration is, 2 weeks ago? CNN said the executive action is hard to reverse and would need congressional approval. Despite that obstacle, Trump promised to unban it immediately. And considering Republicans have the majority power in the House, the Senate, they're in power everywhere, right? I'm pretty sure CNN is completely wrong and Trump will be able to reverse this without any issues whatsoever. Guys, as you know, I'm neither red nor blue. I just point out the facts when I see them. And I don't like these facts. I don't like the fact that this wasn't done years ago. I don't like the fact that Trump's going to reinstate this stuff. I just don't think any of this is necessary. I think that, like Biden said, I think Biden's right on one point. The US already has all that it needs at this point. It's unnecessary to continue drilling in the oceans. Anyhow, let me know if you agree or you disagree in the comments. China imports a huge amount of oil to put into its internal combustion engine vehicles, its diesel and gasoline powered vehicles. But analysts are quite shocked because consumption of petrol, gasoline and oil in China is falling much quicker than they had anticipated. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. If you want to become a member of the channel, that'll be amazing. I'll put a link in the description below and that will help support the channel. So please click and become a member. The electric car boom is causing fuel consumption in China to fall much sooner than expected, says Spiegel in Germany. So the Germans are watching China and they're going, that's how it's meant to be done. In fact, Germany is also saying things about Norway where they're like, well, we wish we were Norway. But here's the thing. Norway is not a car manufacturer. So Germany is a little bit jealous of these Chinese vehicle manufacturers because they're taking enormous market share from German car companies. For decades, though, China has boosted global oil consumption, and that's helped these oil companies. Now, according to industry data, demand is weakening, and it's weakening fast. In fact, one of the high-ranking executives at China's largest oil company says that demand for oil in China will decrease by 5% over the next few years and then 10% after that.